Forget what you learned in school. This is History's unhinged side. Welcome to Lifespan, the weekly podcast that digs up the dirt on the most outrageous, chaotic, and downright WTF lives ever lived, all told in a fun and fascinating way. Share, rate, and follow the show for more wild stories. Today, we're strapping in for a truly bizarre journey. This one takes us way beyond the usual textbook stuff. We're diving into the utterly unique existence of Marjorie Cameron, often called the esoteric artist and occult queen of 20th century California.
Oh, absolutely. It's a fascinating period to look into, this bizarre journey.
Yeah.
Early 20th century California, norms were really being challenged.
Right.
Yeah, you had this incredible mix. Science moving fast, Hollywood art getting really unconventional, and this deep undercurrent of interest in mysticism.
It was like a melting pot for trying new things.
Exactly. Not just science and art, but like beliefs, philosophies. Everything was kind of up for grabs.
And into this scene, 1922, Marjorie Cameron arrives. Born in Belle Plaine, Iowa, so maybe a bit of an outsider initially.
Could be. And she quickly connects with this really intriguing character, Jack Parsons.
Ah, Parsons. Okay, so not your average Joe. Brilliant rocket scientist, literally aiming for the stars.
Right. But here's the twist, the sharp turn on this bizarre journey.
He was also deep into the occult.
Deep. Specifically, Aleister Crowley's system, Thelema.
It's that intersection that's so wild, isn't it? Science and mysticism in one person.
It really is. Logic, scientific method, but also this full embrace of a mystical framework. It kind of sets the stage for everything that follows.
Including that partnership with Cameron, which you described before as weirdly tragic.
Yeah, I think that sums it up. Parsons reaching for space, Cameron exploring spiritual enigmas.
And together, fueled by Thelema, which is, basically about individual will, spiritual growth.
Yeah.
They set out to, the sources say, create a new world.
It sounds like fiction, doesn't it? Physics, sex, mysticism all colliding.
And the testimonies suggest it went straight off the rails.
Yeah, it really did. And connecting it to the bigger picture, this wasn't just personal for them. They were tapping into these broader occult ideas about, transforming society, evolving consciousness.
So they thought they were part of something huge, cosmic even.
That seems to be the idea. They weren't just messing around in their living room, They believed it had real implications, which makes the chaotic ending even more, dramatic.
Fast forward to today, and Cameron is like a proper cult icon.
Definitely. Her name pops up in occult circles, conspiracy theories.
But there's this undeniable pull, right, for anyone interested in the strange, the unexplained.
It's like her story just won't fade away, and you have to ask why. Why does she still fascinate us?
Maybe it's that curiosity about what's beyond the ordinary, the limits of our understanding.
I think so. In a world that's, so focused on science and the rational, figures like Cameron represent another way of seeing things. Intuition, symbolism, hidden forces.
Yeah, and you see it reflected now, don't you? This resurgence in alternative spirituality, people getting back into Crowley, Thelema.
Exactly. And Cameron feels like this foundational figure in that whole narrative, this sort of mythic link between the occult and, surprisingly, arts and sciences.
Which neatly brings us to the rabbit hole, the theories around Cameron and Parsons.
Okay, let's get into it. I mean, when you have a pair like this, operating so far outside the mainstream with these intense esoteric beliefs.
Esoteric meaning, for the initiated few.
Pretty much. Knowledge not meant for everyone, so yeah, you're bound to get some wild theories spinning off from that.
The big question being, what actually happened when you mixed all that together?
And the answers, according to these theories, are, not mundane.
Okay, theory number one, occult rocketry. This is where the bizarre journey gets even stranger, maybe.
You could say that. The core idea is they weren't just doing rocketry and occultism separately.
They were mixing them.
The theory goes they were attempting to, open a dimensional portal or even contact extraterrestrials.
Wow. Okay, through rituals.
Through their occult rituals, yes.
Yeah.
This really highlights Parsons' unique view. He wasn't just dabbling. He seemed to genuinely believe in manifesting the divine feminine. Literally.
The divine feminine, like a powerful goddess energy.
Exactly. Not just an idea, but something tangible.
Yeah.
And the Babalon Working, these sex magic rituals with Cameron in the late 40s, early 50s, that was supposedly the mechanism.
To actually summon this divine feminine into reality.
That's the theory. And it connects to the darker side. The speculation around Parsons' death.
Right, the explosion. Very sudden, very strange.
The theory suggests maybe not an accident, maybe a consequence of the rituals. Forces unleashed. A warning.
So the explosion, a failed attempt to open the gates.
It's a captivating thought. Adds another layer, doesn't it? But, like the testimonies say, it's speculation. No proof, just fuel for the legend.
Okay, next rabbit hole. Cameron as the new Eve. This ties into Crowley's Moonchild prophecy.
It does. Within Thelema, the Moonchild is basically being destined for spiritual transcendence, like beyond normal human limits.
And the theory puts Cameron right at the center of this.
Absolutely. Not just as Parsons' partner, but as a crucial element. Her connection with him wasn't just personal. It was supposedly like an alchemical necessity for this spiritual experiment.
To bring forth the Moonchild.
That's the idea. Some versions even suggest she was the Moonchild, or part of some larger mystical thing representing human evolution's next step.
That's pretty deep into Crowley's esoteric thought, isn't it?
Oh yeah, the really profound stuff about human potential, spiritual progress.
Well, we don't actually know what she thought about all this.
Very little, really. Did she identify as the Moonchild? Did she buy into the prophecies like Parsons seemed to? It's mostly unknown. Adds to the mystery.
Okay, then there's maybe the weirdest one, the alien invasion theory.
Ah, possibly. This one zeroes in on her artwork. She painted a lot, and it's very surreal. Otherworldly beings, strange symbols.
Alien looking, you mean?
Definitely an alien quality. It's not typical stuff. And this has led some people, especially in conspiracy circles, to think maybe it wasn't just imagination.
You mean she was painting actual encounters?
Encounters with extraterrestrials, yeah. Possibly enabled by the occult rituals. Like opening a channel not just to other dimensions, but, well, to other planets.
So her paintings could be encoded alien messages, like ancient texts, but visual.
It's a huge leap, obviously.
Where?
The testimonies call it unlikely, and it probably is. But, you know, it's a fascinating idea. Taps into that whole UFO ancient aliens thing.
It definitely shows how her art sparks these wild interpretations.
For sure. And her unique vision just keeps feeding speculation decades later.
Which kind of leads us nicely into her legacy, right? How these strange echoes keep reverberating.
Yeah, despite the unconventional path, her influence is surprisingly persistent in pop culture, in the occult world.
One big thing is the film connection, right? Kenneth Anger.
Inauguration of the Pleasure Dome, yeah. A really significant avant-garde film. And she wasn't just in it, she was central. It became a touchstone for both occult and experimental art fans.
And that appearance really solidified her status, didn't it? This real occult figure right there on screen in this mystical world.
It perfectly captured that weird fascination Hollywood has always had with the occult. And she was right in the middle of it.
And that influence didn't just stop there. Later on, with the New Age boom.
Exactly. The 60s onwards, you see this resurgence of interest in occult practices. Astrology, tarot becoming more mainstream. Even stuff like The Secret.
People started looking back at figures like Cameron.
Yeah, her work, her story, it was sort of rediscovered. Like maybe she held some key, some alternative path to understanding things.
Like her life was a clue for people searching for deeper meaning.
Kind of. And now, more recently, there's this big cultural reassessment happening, looking at how much the occult actually influenced 20th century art.
Right. Stuff that used to be considered fringe is now being taken more seriously.
And Cameron's right in that conversation. She's seen as this early example of the link between, say, psychedelic art and mysticism.
Exploring altered states, inner experience, the divine.
Yeah. You can see her influence on contemporary artists, writers, anyone drawn to the surreal, the metaphysical, those blurry lines between reality and something else.
Okay, let's get into some real deep cuts now. The lesser-known stuff, the trivia that adds even more texture.
Right. And one key thing the testimonies highlight is how active she was in Parsons' rituals, not just watching.
Not just a muse.
Not at all. Indications are she was deeply involved. Experienced a mystical awakening, apparently, during the ceremonies.
The testimonies even suggest she might have been the one channeling the spirit they were trying to summon.
It's an incredible claim, isn't it? If true, it totally shifts her role. Makes her central, powerful, not just a participant.
And the Babalon Working itself, these were intense personal rituals, right? To invoke the goddess Babalon.
Very intense. And the testimonies mention Cameron experiencing strange phenomena afterwards. Paranormal stuff, maybe.
There are even claims from witnesses. And yeah, you got to take these carefully given the atmosphere. But claims she could move objects with her mind.
Whoa. Yeah, that really pushes things, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It blurs the lines between what's documented, what's suggestion, and what might be genuinely unexplained.
It highlights that challenge, separating objective reality from subjective experience in these super intense situations.
Exactly. Belief is powerful. And that charged environment could easily lead to, well, heightened interpretations.
And then there's Parsons' end. We mentioned the explosion, the mystery.
Yeah, the deep cuts remind us how strong that theory is, that it wasn't just an accident, that it was tied to the rituals, to forces getting out of control.
It's hard to just dismiss it, given everything else.
Especially when you add that detail. The testimonies say Cameron had dreams, visions of his death before it happened.
Chilling. Whether it was real premonition or subconscious anxiety or just coincidence, it adds to the whole mythic quality of their story.
It really does.
So, wrapping up this bizarre journey, Marjorie Cameron's life, it really does feel like a fever dream, doesn't it? Born from this impossible mix of a rocket scientist, an infamous occultist, and a Hollywood visionary.
And she wasn't on the sidelines.
Mm-hmm.
She was right in there. Muse, participant, key player in this unique blend of science, sex, and mysticism. Her mark on American counterculture, however strange, is definitely there.
Yeah, her legacy. It's this weird, winding path from magic to the art world, but still so much mystery.
And those questions the testimonies raise, they stick with you, right? Was she a prophet? A medium?
A victim.
Or just a woman who lived an incredibly extraordinary life in an extraordinary time? Maybe that's it. It's really for everyone listening to ponder. But one thing seems clear.
She won't be forgotten anytime soon.
No, definitely not. And maybe a final thought to leave folks with.
Yeah.
Just thinking about how people who push boundaries, science, art, the occult, whatever, how they often get both celebrated and, feared.
Viewed with suspicion.
Exactly. Yeah. And how their stories just keep fascinating us, keep making us question our own ideas about what's real, what's possible.